Hi guys, it's Jessica. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make ugly sock creatures. I learned how to make these from the channel Maquaroon. She obviously does much better than I do at this, but this is my addition. I will link her videos down below if you would like to learn more about how to do this, but as I go I will try to explain it as best as I can. And without further ado, let's get on to making some ugly creatures. Alright, to get this party started, you will need a pair of socks. I think I will only be using one, so whatever you think you may need. A needle, some stuffing, you'll need more than this, some buttons for eyes, some thread, and a pair of scissors. By the way, I got these socks from Old Navy for only 99 cents. Heck yeah. To start off, we need to thread the needle, pull it all the way through, and then have the two ends meet up and tie it at the end. You'll want to do this twice so it doesn't go through the sock when you pull it through. Then you want to take your sock and turn it inside out. Then make it flat. So what I think I want to do with this is I want to use this stripy part as the body so it looks like he's wearing a little shirt, and then I'll use this part as the head with maybe some ears, and then I'll use the rest of it for arms and legs or something like that. She drew it out on hers, but I don't have the proper marker or pen to do that, so I'm just going to freehand it. Okay, so the first stitch that you do is called the back stitch. I just put the thread through the back of the inside out sock and I make a stitch like this. Then I go back to the end of the stitch that I just made and pull it out. Hopefully I'm explaining that well enough. So then you just continue doing that, making a stitch, and then going back to the end of that stitch and pulling through the back stitch. She explains it better in the video. In the video she uses a sock that's not so fluffy so you can see it better. So if you really want to make this for yourself, I would suggest going to her video for all the techniques. Okay, then to finish it so it doesn't fall out all over the place, you go through just the top layer of the sock is fine and create a loop, and then put your needle through the thread and just tie the loop. And you'll want to do that a couple times just in case. So you put it through the loop and pull it tight. Okay. Don't judge me yet. I know it looks bad, but remember, I said in the beginning that these are ugly sock creatures. So then what you do is you just cut it out as close to where you sewed as you can without cutting through the thread. So I'll just do a big cut. Save those scraps for later because you can stuff these guys with that. Then you just cut along the line. Voila. Then you turn it back the right way and kind of push out the ears with your fingers. Oh, that looks kind of cute. It's a little lopsided, but that's really lopsided. But remember, these are ugly. Oh, I forgot to tell you that you want to pick a thread that's the same color as the fabric you're using. I just was using black to hopefully try to make explaining it a little bit easier. Now that you have it turned the right way, you'll want to just cut a little rounded cut. There we are. Now it's time to stuff. I will take the scraps from earlier and cut them up a little bit so there's not like a big old chunk of stuff in your little creature. Okay, now that you have your sock bits cut up, just stuff them in the head. Making sure to get some in the little ear pockets. And then finish stuffing with just some regular stuffing. Now we will do a running stitch, which is pretty much just like a drawstring bag. So what you want to do is put the needle in through the inside, so you kind of lose that tie, and then you make a stitch on the outside, bring it in, and then just keep doing this until you get all the way around. And eventually you'll be able to pull it like a drawstring. I'll come back when I get to that point. So once you get all the way around the head with the running stitch, you just pull the thread and it'll come together just like a drawstring bag. Then you kind of just want to stuff it into there, and what she says to do is to go around a second time. Mine doesn't look exactly the way that hers looks, but I'm just gonna go around a second time just because that's what the video says. So after you've gone around, then you kind of just want to go through and cross over through the inside and do that a couple of times just to make sure that the hole is securely closed. Just like that. You can just leave the thread on here to attach it to the body once you get to the body. For the body, I just cut this top part off of the rest of the sock that was attached to where I cut the fabric for the head off. What you want to do next is take the bottom part of the body and just do that same running stitch that you did on the head. Then again, after you get back to where you started, you just pull it like a drawstring and then go around a second time just to secure it. Once you've done that, go through that little tuft a couple times in kind of like an X shape, and then tie it off. After you have that tied off, you just cut the thread, and then you can start stuffing the body. It works best if you put the stuffing in smaller pieces, like this, so it's softer, so it feels better to squeeze, so it's not just one lump of stuffing. I think I'm happy with how much stuffing is in here. I'm just gonna do the running stitch around here, and I'll be right back. I forgot to show you how to make it so that your thread isn't so noticeable. It would be even less noticeable if I had white thread, but I'm just using black thread. So what you want to do is put the needle in through your little creature and then have it stick out on the side somewhere, it doesn't matter where, and just pull it tight and hold it there, and then just cut the thread, and then you will lose that big lump that was there. There's still that there, but that wouldn't be as visible if I used white thread. Okay, so I've decided to use this end to attach the head to because I like the way that this turned out better, and I can just hide that with the head. To attach the head to the body, we're going to use the ladder stitch, which is putting a stitch in the body from the head, and then doing the same thing on the top. And it connects them in a way so that you don't see the thread. You just keep doing that back and forth on both sides until you've gone all the way around. Don't worry too much about these threads here, because once you get all the way around you can pull it tight and
now that I've
they
gone
will disappear.
all the way around, I can tie it off,
put the needle through the loop, do that a couple times, and then stick your needle through and cut your thread. Now you have your ugly sock creature base. I just kind of made this part up myself, but if you don't like the way that your head ended up sitting on your body, like how I'm feeling right now, you can just do that ladder stitch again, and it will kind of pull the head over to the side a little bit more. And I'll just keep doing that ladder stitch until I am happy with the way that it looks. See, it's already looking a little bit better. For the arms, I am just going to do the back stitch that we did for the head right here and right here. I forgot to turn it inside out. So before you start stitching, you want to make sure to turn it inside out so it looks a little better when you turn it the right way. Now that I have it inside out, I will start to do the back stitch. Alright, I just went ahead and did the back stitch on both sides for the arms. What we have left to do now is to cut them out like we cut out the head. Now we just turn it the right way. Now you have a little arm that you can stuff if you want to, or you can just leave it kind of limp like this. With the fluffy socks, it's a little bit easier because you don't really have to stuff it if you don't want to. Here's the other arm. I don't think I'm gonna stuff them because I'm just a little bit too lazy. So now it's time to attach the arms to the body. To attach the arm to the body, you just do the ladder stitch again. And you can hide this piece of thread with the arm. Keep going all the way around until you've got the arm sewn on. Alright, I just attached both arms to the body, and the last thing to do is to attach the eyes. To start the eye, I'm gonna go through the head and then through the hole in the button. We'll cut this part off and it'll be lost behind the button after we are done. Keep going in from the front and through the back, and then back in from behind until it is nice and sturdy in there, nice and tight. Now, to make sure that the button doesn't fall off, you want to go through the hole in the button and go out back through behind the button, and then make a loop and go through the loop, and do that a couple times, just as we've done before. And that is the first eye done. Now that I have the button securely sewn on, I will cut this tail off and then sew on the other eye. And I will be right back with the finished product. Alright guys, now for the final reveal of this terribly ugly sock creature. Here she is. I did warn you in the beginning that it was going to be ugly. I've been working on this for so long, it's like nighttime now. It was not nighttime when I first started. You wouldn't think that I spent a lot of time on this because it looks really bad, but I did. You can always make little clothes for them to wear. Like I did for this guy, I made this little shirt for him. Here she is, all finished and cute. I hope you enjoyed watching me make this little creature. Like this video if you think this ugly little creature is secretly really precious, and subscribe to my channel for more